Good morning.
Today we are going to start our next unit, Unit 2, which is vibrational and electronic properties and carbon nanostructures. There are three main topics. First is vibrational properties of the you are already familiar with that the atoms in any structure, lattice structure, they vibrate, right? So based on that, the properties they are formed, you can say, in which mode they are vibrating, uh, that is important for any lattice structure. So there is one word called as phonon, so that will come frequently while discussing the vibrational property. So when the vibrations they are quantized, the word we used as, that is quantized state of vibrations, is called as phonon. Electromagnetic quantization is called as photon. In similar way, vibrational properties, when they are vibrations, when they are quantized, they are called as phonon. So phonon confinement, like the quantum confinement word comes when there is a nanometer regime. We discussed all this in first unit, right? Quantum confinement effect and all. When a nanostructure is formed, quantum confinement effect is observed. Similarly, for vibrational modes, we will discuss about phonon confinement. So there are two types of lattice where to study: one-dimensional, finite, monoatomic lattice, in which in a linear fashion, when the atoms they are arranged, this is called as one-dimensional monoatomic lattice. So the vibration will be left and right. This atom will vibrate in this manner, in a single line. So that's why it is called as one-dimensional lattice. Single atom lattice, when we study, then we come across this 1D finite monoatomic lattice. And the vibration, their vibration is like a harmonic oscillator, right? So we can define the frequency of vibration of this monoatomic lattice atoms. You can say atoms in this monoatomic lattice. So let us start. So this is that one-dimensional array. The atoms, they are vibrating left and right. So during vibration, they will come near to other atom and goes away from the other atom. Like the first two, you can see here, first two atoms, they are vibrating, coming towards each other and away, going away from each other. When it is the second atom, when it comes towards the first atom, at the same time, when this first atom, when it comes towards the second atom, when it comes towards the first atom, it will go away from the third atom. Similarly, at the same time, when it comes towards now third atom, second atom is coming towards third atom, at the same time it is going away from the first atom, like this. So the both interaction, it will form, or the relation between the interactions between the both the atoms, nearest neighbors, it will be formed, right? So the interaction between the atoms, nearby atoms, will create change in the vibrational energy, and that vibrational energy, when it is quantized, it is called as phonon. Okay, depending on their then wave vector k, this formula I will show you what is wave vector. That wave vector will change, lambda will change, as frequency of vibration will change. Okay, where wave vector k is defined as 2 pi upon lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is the wavelength. So lambda equal to 2 pi upon k we can write from this equation. So lambda, that is wavelength, and k, that is wave vector, they are inversely proportional to each other. Right? So if one of the factor is changing, then other will naturally be changed. When lambda will change, its frequency of vibration will also change. Now in the first diagram, this first row, this k, that is wave vector, is 6 pi upon 6a. A is the equilibrium distance between two atoms. So at equilibrium, what is that distance is called as A. So lambda equal to 2 pi upon, what is the value of k for first? 6 pi upon 6k, 6a. So this will be, 6 will be cancelled, pi will be cancelled, this a will go into numerator. So we will get lambda equal to 2a. So this is the value for first case. Then omega will be 2 times, omega k will be 2 times omega. Okay. So here you will have certain value of omega at k equal to 6 pi upon 6a. When this k is changed to 5 pi upon 6k, what will be the value of lambda? 2.40a. So 2 pi upon 5 pi upon 6a. This pi will be cancelled. This will be 12 by 5a. So 12 by 5 means 2.40, right? So we'll get lambda equal to this. Omega will be 1.93 omega. K will be 1.93 omega. And this way, if you calculate all, you will see that this k is this lambda is increasing. You can say here lambda is increasing. We'll discuss about k later on. Lambda is in increasing fashion, that is wavelength is increasing. You can see that the frequency of vibration is decreasing. 2 omega here, 1.93 omega here, 1.73, and it will be the lowest 0.52 omega. And here wavelength is maximum. You know that they are inversely proportional to each other, frequency and lambda, right? So here in the animation itself, you can observe the frequency is more here. They are moving fast. Here somewhat slower, more slower. It is slower than before, and this is the slowest, right? Here you can see. So it is indeed depending on the wave vector k, which is changing here, right? So depending on that value, you will get different frequency of vibrations. So how this nanosizing affects these vibrational properties of materials? It can be obtained by comparing the vibrational dynamics of an infinite and finite one-dimensional monatomic lattice with every atom has some mass with atoms of mass m separated from each other by distance a, and they have the simple harmonic interaction between the nearest neighbor. And if you calculate their frequency of harmonic oscillations, you will get the formula of 4c upon m raised to 1 by 2 sine Ka upon 2. Now, where does it come from? It is just your harmonic oscillations formula. Yes, omega square equal to root K by m. We have derived this simple formula of omega square equal to root K by m from SHM equation, simple harmonic motion equation, where K is the force constant and mass is the mass of that system. Here we are using atoms, so atomic mass is m and this is force constant K. But now we are using K as a wave vector, so instead of that we are using here C as a force constant. Okay. So if you see here, it is directly proportional. Omega is taken. Omega is root K by m. Na? Omega square, if we take this root will not be there, K by m. So omega will be root K by m. Okay. So this will be omega. The same equation is there. 2 factor is there. So 2 C by m. राइट अगर इसका हम स्क्वायर लेंगे तो 4 C by m रहेगा and then sin square Ka by 2. Right? So it is almost same equation. You can observe here omega square equal to K by m, C by m. So this equation is called as dispersion relationship. Omega is equal to 4c under root of 4c upon m sin Ka by 2 is called as dispersion relationship. For the infinite long chain of atoms of mass m and force constant c. So this dispersion relationship can be represented on the wave vector graph, where omega k, that is frequency of vibration, is plotted on y-axis. Omega k is plotted on y-axis and k, that is wave vector, is plotted on x-axis. So this graph of frequency of vibration and wave vector k is known as dispersion curve. Okay, and there are 2 types of phonons, optical and acoustics. Their graphs are different. You can see here. This is optical, almost Gaussian curve, and these are acoustic phonons. So the acoustic phonons are coherent movements of atoms of the lattice out of their equilibrium position. On the equilibrium position, from the equilibrium position, they are showing symmetrical curve. And this area between this minus A2 plus A, minus pi by A2 plus pi by A is called as first Brillouin zone. I think you have already studied the this first brilliant zone, how it is plotted and all. In solid state physics में हुआ होगा TY में, और फर्स्ट ईयर में भी कुछ हुआ होगा इसके बारे में. सॉलिड स्टेट था ना फर्स्ट ईयर में, MSc फर्स्ट ईयर.
Yes, ma'am. Solid state physics.
So optical phonons, they are out of phase movements of the atoms in the lattice. One atom moving to the left and its neighbor to the right. This occurs if the lattice base consists of two or more atoms. So they are called as optical because in ionic crystals like sodium chloride, they are excited by IR radiation. Okay, that's why the optical word comes, because of the infrared radiation. The electric field of the light will move every positive sodium ion in the direction of the field and every negative chlorine ion in the other direction, sending the crystal vibrating. So because the light is used to excite the atoms and make them to vibrate, that's why it is called as optical phonons, right? So these are the two types of phonons which are observed in any kind of movement, lattice movements of the atoms. The brilliant zone in general, it can be plotted if the structure is like this. You can see atomic periodic arrangement is like that. Then the brilliant zone is drawn by taking the half of the distance between the nearest atoms, that you already know. If you take this as the center atom, the nearest atom is this, all these are the nearest atoms, 8 atoms. Take their half distance. This is the distance between these two atoms. Half of this is this one. So we get 1 point. Similarly, the distance between these 2 points and then it's half. Similarly, between these 2 points, you will get half of this. This distance will be this point. So if we join all these points, you will get a square. So this is called as brilliant zone. Okay. So this is called as first brilliant zone. And you can go ahead. Now this is the center atoms. Assuming it as center atom, take all the nearest atoms, take its half of the distance and then calculate the second brilliant zone and so on. Okay. So this way the concept of brilliant zone is there in a reciprocal space. So a reciprocal lattice represents the Fourier transform of another lattice, usually Bravais lattice. The basic lattice is called as Bravais lattice. If we take its Fourier transform, we will get another lattice that is called as reciprocal lattice. On the reciprocal lattice, we can draw the brilliant zones. So in normal uses, the initial lattice whose transform is represented by reciprocal lattice is usually a periodic spatial function in real space and is known as direct lattice or Bravais lattice. Then HKL values of different planes we can calculate. That is the part of your solid state physics portion, right? Already I think it is covered up to your MSc first year. In TY also, TY physics, you have studied that, and in first year MSc also you have that portion. So the vibrational properties are basically deals with the atomic vibrations, right? So when we call atomic vibrations, we must know what is brilliant zone, what is wave vector, how they are plotted, the dispersion curves are plotted, right? And how the limits are written there. Brilliant zones limit are written on the dispersion curve. Okay. Now here it is defined. First brilliant zone is defined as the locus of points in reciprocal lattice space that are closer to the origin of the reciprocal lattice. Just we have shown you how the we have seen that how the brilliant zone is plotted. Okay. If the structure is like this, we can take this as the center point. The nearest is this one, it's half. The nearest is this one, it's half. It's half the distance. Next point's half. Next atom's half distance, and this is the last atom's half distance. So we can then connect these all the points. You will get the hexagonal this brilliant zone for this periodic structure. Okay, so this way you can draw brilliant zone for any atoms, for any atom. If you see here the structure through your TEM, you can get beautiful hexagonal structure, and all the atoms they can be seen here clearly. And this is first brilliant zone, hexagonal. Okay. So that was the revision part. Okay. Brevis lattice and brilliant zone, they are not part of your syllabus. We have to discuss the finite monoatomic lattice and the vibrational properties of the atoms in that lattice. So consider a linear lattice of neon gas. Now here they again vibrate. Atoms are vibrating simple harmonically. So neon atoms also vibrate simple harmonically with frequency of vibration omega, and the dispersion relation between these two between the two atoms will be omega. The frequency is given by 2 times root of C by m. This 4 is taken out of this bracket, out of this square root, that will give you 2 times sine of Ka upon 2, where C is the force constant, K is the wave vector, K is given by 2 pi upon lambda, and A is the distance of separation of 2 atoms at equilibrium. M is the mass of each neon atom. Now, different observations are taken by calculating this omega divided by C by m root C by m, this frequency. Now here this paper where it is published paper, I think, from that this graph is taken. They are using different notation for frequency f. We are using omega, that's okay. So frequency upon under root C by m, these are calculated. This quantity is calculated for different length of that chain, atomic chain. Length of the atomic chain in nanometer. They and for that different length, they have calculated this quantity, this ratio f upon root C by m, and then plotted the graph. Now, what is the observation? It is observed that there is significant drop of frequency. This is the frequency axis, y-axis. There is significant drop of frequency when the chain of the length, the length of the chain, sorry, is reduced below 5 nanometer. This is the 5 nanometer value. Below that, if the chain length is reduced, then this ratio is drastically decreasing, drastically changing. Above 5 nanometer, you can see that almost constant value is there, right? This one. But below 5 nanometer, it will start to decrease slowly, and then I think this is 2.5 nanometer. So below 2.5 nanometer, the change is drastic, right? Suddenly there is a decrease in frequency. So this size of the monoatomic chain or the length of the monoatomic chain matters a lot when there is a nanometer regime, and a particular value of the length for a particular structure, because this is a neon gas. For neon gas, it is observed that below 5 nanometer, the change is drastic. Frequency is very much reduced, right? For different other elements, we can prove that this chain length will be different. Okay? For some element, it may be below 5 nanometer or around 7 nanometer, 8 nanometer. It will be different for different elements. For neon, it is 5 nanometer. Okay, so the vibrational frequency changes with the size of the nanostructure. Now the length is there in nanometer, that means it is a nanostructure, right? So it also matters. So vibrational frequency is dependent on the size of the nano cluster, nanometer size material. Okay. Here we are getting the chain length, that's why the length parameter comes here. If you take any spherical structure, the diameter will come here. Diameter parameter will come here. Okay. So what we are going to prove here, we are proving that the vibrational properties, they are dependent on particle size by taking the lattice of monoatomic chain of some element. Okay, here we have we don't have actually some scientists have studied about this neon gas, and they published a paper. From there, the book author has taken this graph. Okay. So the workers in this field, they have proved that the vibrational properties, they are also dependent on the size of the nano material. Now, if we take the second case, this was the monoatomic, single atom was there, single type of atom was there, for example, neon. Now here we take ionic solid. Ionic solid means what? There are two types of atoms there, like for example CO2, carbon atom and oxygen, two oxygen atoms are there. Okay, they will vibrate. This is center carbon atom. They are covalently bonded with other two atoms, which are oxygen. Two oxygen atoms are there, and the vibrations between all these atoms, multiple atoms are there, will be have different modes. Asymmetric bending mode. So the vibration of this carbon atom, central carbon atom, will be asymmetric with respect to oxygen. So this will shift more towards any one atom. So this length will be increased, and this length, bond length, will be decreased between carbon and oxygen, and between carbon and another oxygen atom, right? So this is called as asymmetric bending mode. Okay, and there are other modes, symmetric bending. Total four types are there. Symmetric bending mode, in which the distance is constant between carbon and oxygen atom. Okay, and some linear symmetric mode is there. So this is bending mode. That means you will have some kind of angle here in between these two. Okay, so some kind of angle between these two. So that is bend mode. But in linear symmetric mode and antisymmetric mode, this carbon and then oxygen will have vibrations in symmetric in one line. That's why it is called as linear symmetric mode. Okay, a single line will be there like the previous one. We have seen the atoms, they are vibrating on the same line, right? So this will be linear symmetric mode. And asymmetric mode will have different, again distance between these will be changed. Small here, bigger here, or bigger here, small here. So unequal distance between the carbon and oxygen atoms. So such kind of vibrational modes will be there for different atomic structures, lattice structures. Okay. So in case of, these are called as ionic solids, in which two kinds of ions are there, plus and minus. In carbon is plus or minus, कौन सा रहेगा कार्बन के ऊपर चार्ज?
मैम प्लस.
C plus and O minus, right? So such kind of ionic solids are there, like NaCl also, Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, so they will have different masses also. Capital M and small m, they are denoted by different masses. So their frequency is given by omega equal to 2c under root of 2c 1 upon m plus 1 upon m, which is the effective mass due to both the ions, right? Like Na plus and Cl minus, and C is the force constant as usual. So the vibrational frequency of the optical mode at k equal to 0 of an infinitely long line of alternating masses of m and m, capital M and small m, is given by this formula. So we will have alternating Na plus and Cl minus. Again Na plus and then Cl minus. So depending on the number of atoms also, like in this is monoatomic only, but two types of ions are there because of the charges, Na plus Cl minus. So alternating arrangement of different masses, this is small m, this is capital M. Small m, capital M. So this gives rise to vibrational frequency of this formula, right? CO2 will have different modes because there is bending mode also, right? So different atomic arrangement will give you different vibrational modes. So for these ionic solids, when the force constant is calculated of the optical mode at k equal to 0 at equilibrium position, then for this NaCl chain, it is plotted versus the length of the chain in nanometers. On x-axis, length of the chain is plotted. On y-axis, the force constant, which is in dynes per centimeter square, it is plotted. Then again, it is observed that force constant is directly proportional to frequency, then you can see here when the length of the chain is decreased, this is the lower values of length of the chain, the frequency of vibration is also decreasing. Right? Again, there is some value of length of the chain here above 15 and below 25. This is that point, almost 16, 17, between 16 and 17, or it is 10. Na? So this will be 2. Na? This will be 17, this will be 19, this will be 21. No. How many? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Only 4 divisions are there. So 10 is divided into 4 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 nanometer, 15 to 25, that is 10 nanometer, is divided into 4 parts. So each part will be 10 by 4. कितना आता है? 2.5. So each part is 2.5. So this will be 17.5. This will be 19.5. No, 17.5 plus 2.5 will be कितना? 20. तो ये लाइन 20 का है, and this is 17.5. In between this point will come. Okay, so that will be different for different material, different ionic solids. This characteristics length will be different, for which we get or we observe the decrease, below which we observe the decrease. There is drastic change below this characteristics length. Okay, and above this you can say almost constant values are there. Here small rise is there. Okay, so what is the summary? What is the gist of this topic? If we change the length in nanometer regime, and after certain length or below that certain length, characteristics length, we will observe that there is a drastic change in vibrational frequency. Okay. Okay, this meeting will be ended soon in a minute. You have to join again.